on, everybody? Welcome to the Elite Suite, and today I'm going to show you guys my favorite 3 investments in FIFA 18 right now. So there's a couple weeks left until the first weekend league. I'm not sure exactly what date it is, but we know it's probably in like a week and a half, 2 weeks from now. So that is what we're going to base our investments off of. But there's also another factor going into these investments, and that's Player of the Month, and I'll explain that in a minute. Before we get started though, guys, make sure to drop a like if you guys want to see more trading tips like this one. Also, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Help me help you with daily trading tips, Trading to Glory series, squad building challenge solutions, and more FIFA 18 content. So we're going to start it off lower with the cheaper investment. Now there's a mid-range investment and a higher investment as well, which we'll get into, but we're going to start off with the cheap one. And this one is going to be revolving around the fact that it's a good card, and it will be going up for the Player of the Month Mane hype. So the card is Joel Matip from Liverpool. He's an 83 rated card, and he's got a decent, got some decent stats for a Premier League player. Now it seems like all Premier League players are pretty inflated already. You can take a look at the center backs. Even Smalling, an 81 rated card, which isn't even as good as this Joel Matip other than pace, is actually higher in price than Matip. So I think that is another reason why this Joel Matip is going to be a brilliant investment. Right now, you can get him for about 5,100 coins, and he's only going to keep going up as we get closer to the Player of the Month Mane. And the reason that the Player of the Month Mane is going to be so effective on this card is because last year, Raheem Sterling was the first Player of the Month. The Player of the Month August is what Mane won. So, Player of the Month August last year was Raheem Sterling, the first Player of the Month in FIFA 17. And the requirements or the squad building challenges were you had to have a Manchester City squad, which was like 82 rated or 81 rated, along those lines. You needed to have a Premier League squad, which was like 83 rated, which is exactly what Joel Matip is here. And then you also needed an England squad, which was like 83 rated approximately. So, with that being said, this year you can kind of expect, now I'm not saying that it's guaranteed to have these requirements, but there probably will be something along these lines, and nonetheless, he's going to rise in the hype no matter what the squad building challenges requirements are. So you can kind of expect, since Mane plays for Liverpool, you can have like an 82 rated Liverpool squad. You're going to probably expect the same thing like Premier League 83, and then maybe Senegalese like 81 rated, where you'll need like Koulibaly or something along those lines. And yes, Koulibaly is also a pretty good investment. I wouldn't put him in my top 3, but he'll probably rise because he's good card, Kauchawa, and Senegalese. So that's just something I'll add on to the video right here. But Joel Matip is 83 rated, he's got a good card, and he plays for Liverpool. So that's just amazing 3 combination there. That's 3 reasons why he's going to rise as we go into the first weekend league, because he's a good card and Premier League. He's one of the cheaper ones in terms of cards that are like 7K. He's definitely one of the better cards because, as I said, Smalling doesn't even have as good of a card as Matip does this year. It's only 81 rated. He only has a little bit more pace. The other stats are less. So I think that since Smalling is more expensive, people are going to start realizing Matip is going to be a pretty good card for them to use, especially in the first couple of weeks. He'll definitely get the job done, considering that pace isn't as important as previous years. Now, it's still important, but a lot of people took pace downgrade. So 67 pace is definitely usable for a center back this year, and it definitely revolves around acceleration. Now, I'm not sure what Matip's acceleration is, but if it is good, then Matip will, that'll just be another reason Matip rises. But let's go ahead and move on to the mid-range investment. So this card is going to cost about 25,000 coins. You can get it for cheaper on bid, and his name, you guys all know him, it's ELYYT. ELYYT is actually a very, very good card this year. He's going for about 25k, as I said, but in comparison to players like Salah and even Rashford as a striker and Mane, those cards are so much more expensive than ELYYT. It just blows my mind that he's still this cheap at 26k. Salah, I don't even think has as good of a card as ELYYT does, and he's more expensive. Salah only has more pace, but ELYYT, on the other hand, has 4-star weak foot as opposed to Salah's 2-star. He also has 4-star skills as well. He's got good stats all around. 88 pace gets the job done. 86 dribbling is pretty good. 76 shot is average, and then 81 passing is good enough for a right winger in my opinion. The only bad part is that high defensive work rate, but most people that are playing the game, especially people at the beginning of the game, they're not really looking at the work rates too much, especially the players that aren't more advanced in the game, like hopefully all of us. So ELYYT, I think, is a great investment considering he's so much cheaper than other really good cards in the Premier League, and I think that I would even use him in a squad if he stayed 25k, so that's why I think he's going to go up. Then we're going to go into our final investment, and I mentioned him a minute ago. That is Sadio Mane. He's going to have a Player of the Month. His card is ridiculous, and he's 84 rated. So let's go ahead and take a look at his price here. He's definitely more expensive than the other two, and he's pretty rare as well. He's only got like a page and a half at all times on his card. So right now, Sadio Mane is going for about 70,000 coins, maybe a little bit more. You could probably sell it for 75k if you wanted to right now. But at night, he's actually nearing 80,000 coins. So Sadio Mane, if you guys can get him on bid right now for around 60 to 65k, I think that you're definitely going to be profiting. Because as we get closer to the first weekend league, people are going to be buying this card at left wing. 93 pace, 85 dribble, and 78 shot and 74 passing get the job done. Also, 75 physical is pretty good. He might play like Heung-min Son's special cards did last year when Heung-min Son had that physical at left wing. Definitely a good card. Now, he does only have 3-star weak foot, which isn't as bad as the 2-star weak foot that Salah has, but he does have 4-star skills, which I think is the important part. He's got good work rates for a winger, and he's Senegalese, he's Liverpool, he's 84 rated. He's probably going to be used in the Mane squad building challenge in one way or the other, whether he's specifically required, whether he goes into the Premier League one, whether he goes into the Liverpool one, or a Senegalese one. He's probably going to be used in some way, shape, or form in that squad building challenge. But even if he's not used, because we don't really care, he's going to go up in price just because of the hype around him. I've seen videos on YouTube about Player of the Month Mane investment. I've seen hype on Twitter. I see this, and it's continuing to grow as we get closer and closer, like October 1st, which is kind of around where I think he will be dropping on the Player of the Month. So he's going to continue to rise. I hope he reaches 85k so I can sell him. And just to prove that I think he's such a great investment, he is on my transfer list 3 times right now. I've got 3 of them ready, and I was able to pick one up for 58k on bid. So if you guys are getting on at the right time, looking at the bids, it's definitely a good investment. And now I just want to talk about a little bit sort of like honorable mentions for the video. Now those were 3 great investments, but those aren't the only investments you can make. And I want to help you guys determine what investments are good and what investments are bad just by asking a simple question. So ask yourself, would this card be used a lot in Weekend League? Or maybe would I use this in Weekend League a lot? Would I want to build a squad around this card in Weekend League? Might be the best question to ask yourself. So if you've got maybe a Racket. Let's go with Racket here. You're saying, Ivan Rakitic, who's about 20,000 coins right now, okay? Even more than that right now. About 22,000 coins. Are you looking at this card, and are you going, I need to build a squad around this Rakitic? Of course you're not. He doesn't have a single stat over 86, and that stat is passing. He's got 65 pace, 60 defense, and 66 physical, which means that you can't play him in any part of the defensive part of the midfield, and even when you get onto the attack, those stats aren't that good. So that is why I think Rakitic is a terrible investment. Not very many people want to have this card in their squad, so he's probably not going to rise very much. Now, with people getting more and more coins on the market, he probably won't drop either, but he's not going to rise. If you got a Rakitic, you're going to want to sell that card and reinvest somewhere else. Let's go ahead and take a look at a better investment maybe. Let's go to the same league, just so I'm not going only Premier League with this video. We're going to go Casemiro here. Casemiro is by far the best CDM in La Liga right now, and you can get him for about 36,000 coins. With these stats, now he does only have 62 pace, which throws some people off, along with pretty bad weak foot and skill moves, but nonetheless, he is by far the best CDM in La Liga. So if you're building a La Liga squad and you want one defender in the midfield, this Casemiro is your only choice. You're not really going to go with any of the other players. You're not going to go Iniesta for a CDM. You're not going to go with Rakitic for a CDM. And, you know, maybe his only competition is in Nzonzi, because I'm pretty sure he's still at Villarreal or Villarreal. Yeah, no. He's at some team in the La Liga, I believe, the French CDM. He's kind of the only competition. So given this fact, I think he's a good investment. I think he'll go up in price. Let's go back to the Premier League. And the reason I love the Premier League so much for investments right now is because I think it's the most hyped up league to build a starter squad. That's what everybody's focusing on. So if we go to maybe Ahmed Musa. Ahmed Musa is a low-rated card. But then again, he also isn't too expensive right now in terms of Premier League strikers. Now, he is about 9,000 coins. So if you compare that to Willian, Willian's only a little bit over double of the price of Musa right now. If you kind of think about that, that's crazy that you can get Willian for that cheap. But Musa's a good investment as well, I think. Now, he is 76 rated, so he's not the craziest good investment because he's not going to stay this expensive for too long. He won't be this expensive in 3 months once we get past Black Friday. Black Friday is really when these lower rated cards kind of take that big hit. But with Musa here, I think that he'll go up, especially getting into at least the first couple weekend weekend leagues. Same for Rashford. Now, Rashford isn't that great because he's only 79 rated and he's like 35k, but he could rise a little bit as well. But some of the better investments are around like 83 to 85 rated because they're not in the packs too much. Now, they're in packs enough to, you know, obviously supply the market, but they're just not in packs like a crazy amount, which means that they're not going to take big hits and like market crashes until at least Black Friday, as I'm saying. So they're going to be great investments going into the first weekend league. So if you would use that card in weekend league, if you think he's hyped up for weekend league, then I would invest in that card, or I would keep that card if he's on your transfer list. If you don't think he's that good of a card, especially like if like, you know, I was looking at L-Dog, who's on Twitter, kind of analyzing what he's saying to keep, what he's saying to sell. It's the cards that are the big names. It's the cards that are big names, big stats, you know, pacey. Those are the cards that are good investments right now. So hopefully this video ended up helping you guys out. And if it did, again, drop a like. I would very much so appreciate it. And let me know if you guys want to see more of the single trading tip videos. So I kind of went over just investments that I think are good in this video. Just simple as that. If you guys want to see more videos like this, if it helped you out, drop a like and let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out!